Freedom can mean many different things to many different people. For some, freedom may translate to independence, such as being free from ties or obligations. For others, freedom may be freedom of choice or choosing one's own destiny. Certain people may only see the lowest common denominator of freedom, which is personal liberty as opposed to slavery. Franklin Roosevelt defined the four freedoms as freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom from want, and freedom from fear. And these four freedoms were famously depicted by Norman Rockwell in a series of paintings, which you can see on your handout for your viewing pleasure. I would like to re-examine 3 out of 4 of these freedoms as they apply to young adult literature. My first book is Avi's Nothing But the Truth. Just about everyone can agree that free speech should be an unalienable right for all. But is there a time and a place solely reserved for freedom of speech? In Avi's Nothing But the Truth, Harrison High 9th grader Philip Malloy wants nothing more than to join his high school track team. The only thing standing in his way is his failing English grade. But it's not his fault that his teacher, Miss Narwin, hates him, right? When Philip is transferred to Miss Narwin's homeroom class, he refuses to maintain the school-mandated respectful silence during the national anthem and loudly sings along. Is he being a patriot, or is he causing a disruption in class? Philip is suspended, and the situation quickly escalates into a PR frenzy. Is this a discipline problem, or, as school board candidate Ted Griffin laments, I, for one, am shocked that a Harrison student should be suspended from one of our schools because he desires to sing the national anthem. And I say, what is the point of installing computers, which my generation never seemed to need, and at such a great cost, if our young people are not allowed to practice the elemental values of American patriotism? Such impassioned displays of patriotism are often deemed more appropriate in times of conflict and war. Enter the attacks of 9/11, a day which many Americans never fathomed could happen, and as teenagers, you were all very young when this occurred. The graphic novel of the 9/11 report, based on the findings of the 9/11 Commission by Ernie Colon and Sid Jacobson, provides an accessible guide to the report's conclusions. Indeed, every person in this world deserves to be free from fear, but in the world that we're living in of such extremism and violence, this is simply not the case. This graphic novel visually depicts that while we never may be free from fear, we can at least be prepared. Our greatest failure on that day was never imagining something like this could actually happen. The threat was out there, but as the book states, the domestic agents never mobilized in response to the threat, and there was no directive or plan to institute. The public was not warned. Freedom from want is probably the most difficult freedom to define because everybody wants different things in life. The image of Rockwell's painting depicts his idea of a perfect world, which is traditional values such as a happy family and a full table. The book 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher